Hello everyone, this is Alan. It's a beautiful Sunday evening in Adelaide, South Australia, and I'm going to do a vlog style video today. I've never done this before. If this works out well, I'm gonna do more of these. And here I am on the hills with a beautiful view, here to share a very interesting story. I've got a few kangaroos around me. If you see, I just came down this hill and there is one, there is two. There are actually, the whole family is out today. They are enjoying the weather too. So it's just me and the kangaroos here, and I'm here to share the story of the heel grabber. Now, who's the heel grabber? Of course, we are talking about Jacob. Before I start, the very interesting thing that I came across while reading and studying this story is that the name Jacob, right? Its meaning changes across the story, and that's very interesting. It turns out that the actions that you do affect the meaning of the name that you bear. Like, for example, if someone's named Mahatma Gandhi, you'll think of him as someone who's noble, courageous, who's got a lot of willpower, on and on and on, all the good qualities, right? And if you hear of someone who's got a name called Mao or some other great villain of the history who killed thousands of people, you probably won't think good of them. So apparently it turns out the actions that you do give meaning to the name that you bear, right? So why do I tell you this? It's because of the story that I'm about to tell you about the heel grabber. Heel grabber is Jacob. The reason that Jacob's name bears the meaning heel grabber is because apparently Jacob and Esau, they were twin brothers, right? So when Jacob and Esau came into this world, Jacob had held on to Esau's heels when he came into this world. Now there are only two reasons why people would grab onto your heels: to pull you down into the depths of hell or to save themselves. Now you got to be really, really careful. Who are you going to let grab your heel? Because it's a very, very risky thing to do, and it takes a lot of courage if you let someone do it, right? Going ahead. Now, one of these nights, Jacob was in a tent all by himself, and he started wrestling with a mysterious man that had appeared during the night. All right. Now, till the dawn, they were wrestling. They wrestled throughout the entire night. The match was about to be over when the mysterious man actually touched Jacob's joints, hip joints actually, to be very specific, and it actually damaged Jacob. But Jacob, he still didn't let the mysterious man go, right? And Jacob said to the mysterious man, "I won't let you go until you bless me." Now you'd think, why would Jacob actually ask the mysterious man for his blessings? If you remember from the previous video, Jacob had actually scammed his father and his brother, right? If you remember, he had lied to Isaac, his father, that he was Esau, and got the blessings that were intended for Esau. And if you remember from the last video, Esau was really upset about it. And that's the whole reason that Jacob had to flee from his house, because he thought that Esau was going to kill him. Right. Going ahead. The mysterious man actually blesses him. And he tells Jacob, "Now your new name shall be Israel, since you have struggled with God and men." Now that's very interesting too. If I look back into my life, I see things that I struggle with. Everyone struggles, right? Everyone struggles with God. God is something that is unknown and known at the same time. You struggle with things that you don't understand, because if you see, no one really understands God as an entity to its fullest extent, because it's anything and everything at the same time, according to the Bible. God is omnipresent. God is everywhere. How do you define God? And how do you struggle with God? There are elements of God that we struggle with in our daily life, right? Throughout the human life, there are things that we come across that we struggle to understand. It might be a new skill. it might be a new skill, it might be a tough life decision that you have to make. I think that's when we struggle with God. And you think that you've reached a very nice conclusion that is going to work out for you, but apparently it wasn't. You thought that you were supposed to climb that hill, but probably this was the right hill. You don't know until you start climbing. It's better than nothing. That's why human beings struggle with God throughout their entire human life. And it's better than nothing, right? You got to struggle with anything. And what presents itself to you in the darkest nights when you think that, how do actually I get over something in my life that doesn't make sense right now? It's causing me a lot of pain and trouble. That's what struggling with God is, according to me. That's what I understand from the story. So this mysterious problem actually just presents itself to you, which you don't know the solution to. Right? A problem presents itself to you and you don't know the solution to, and then you struggle with it. That's the entire human life story. Well, what happens when you prevail? What happens when you prevail? The thing is, probably your name gets a new meaning. That's it. That's exactly right. You probably become a person of so much power that your name bears so much power. It has so much meaning that it transcends time and it survives throughout history. And well, what else are you gonna do? Not struggle with God. And that's not going to work out well. It's just a sitting duck, waiting for the snake to arrive and to eat it. No, it's not gonna work out well. So I think God presents us with problems so that we can struggle with it and we can be better human beings, so that life doesn't have to be more miserable than it has to be. And it's not easy. The thing is, I thought that I wanted everything to be easy. I was so wrong, because now that I look back, everything that came easy to me didn't really excite me for some reason. Right? I'd get too bored, I'd take it for granted. I could have finished it in 5 minutes, but I still take a couple of hours to do it. Nice, doesn't work out well. But if I was doing something really difficult that really drove me to the edge of my knowledge at the time, and if I prevailed, it always worked out. The boost in confidence just goes up, because you did what you thought that you couldn't. You struggled with God, the mysterious problem that presented itself to you, and you came out victorious. Well, that is something that and probably that's good enough. I'd say that's good enough to keep you engaged in this game of life, which you and I actually, when I talk about these things in the video, I'm actually trying to figure out what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong. So when I talk into this video, it gives me so much clarity, and my neurons are firing at all times. I'm stretching myself to the edge of my limits when I'm making these videos. It gives me so much knowledge, right? So you come out victorious from that struggle with God, and your name bears a new meaning. The life has a new meaning, and and if you struggled enough, probably you will become Israel. So guys, it was nice talking with you, and I'm glad that I got the opportunity to do a vlog for the first time in my life, and I wish you guys a happy week. All the best.